The Spider-Man franchise is one of the biggest superhero franchises of all time, but do you think it got a little bit boring? I mean, isn't it about time for someone else to shine instead of Peter Parker? How about Gwen Stacy or Emma Stone's character finally put on a superhero suit and become something much bigger than being only a love interest to Peter? Well, stay here and find out every detail about SpiderGwen's possible spin-off movie.
Whoa.
Let's start with a quick introduction about who Gwen Stacy is and how she became a Spider-Woman in comic book storylines. Played first by Bryce Dallas Howard in the Spider-Man trilogy and then by Emma Stone in the Amazing Spider-Man film series, Gwen Stacy has been nothing more than a love interest of Peter Parker. Her character first appeared in a 1965 comic book named just like the latest Spider-Man film series. We all love her pretty face, and we were all devastated by her tragic death at the hand of the Green Goblin. It was a big surprise when she came back in 2014 as a part of the SpiderVerse comic book, which was later used for the still ongoing comic book series named SpiderGwen. And how did Gwen become Spider-Woman? Of course, she was bitten by a radioactive spider, and no matter how much morbid it sounds, we love the fact that the superhero universe is richer with one more character that has so much potential for the future. After being bitten by one of the same spiders that bit Peter Parker on Earth 616, Spider-Gwen got all the same powers as Spider-Man. She has the speed, agility, and proportional strength of a spider and can stick to walls. Gwen also enjoys a heightened spidey sense when danger is near. I mean, you already saw her doing all of this in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse animated film, where, by the way, her voice was interpreted by Hailee Steinfeld. The young actress will be again behind the Spider-Gwen character once again in this year's sequel named Across the Spider-Verse. As I said, the comic book story about Spider-Gwen is still going on with the 5th edition published in November last year. Spider-Gwen was the third best-selling comic book in February 2015 with over 300,000 sold copies. So with numbers like this, it's not a surprise why fans are constantly asking for a solo Spider-Gwen movie. And given the fact that Marvel always introduces new members slowly and it's been 8 years since the first comic book edition of Spider-Gwen, then possibly now it's the right time for Gwen Stacy to glow. The rumors right now are all going in this direction, and this means that very soon we could enjoy watching the first Spider-Man-based movie in which the lead role will be the female. Both Marvel and Sony are thinking in the same direction, and hit that like button below the video right now. No, really, both Marvel and Sony see Emma Stone as the best solution to portray the new female superhero character in MCU. The latest leaks say that Stone has already been introduced to the role, which makes the fans now even more curious and impatient to hear more details. And why Emma Stone precisely? Why not? She was amazing at playing Stacy in the 2012 Amazing Spider-Man and again in the sequel 2 years ago. Both Spider-Man movies with her and Andrew Garfield grossed huge numbers. According to the box office, the movies earned over $1.4 billion worldwide. She had perfect chemistry with Andrew, but a solo movie is much more different. An introduction to MCU means a much bigger role and much more bigger responsibilities. If you're asking when a solo Spider-Woman movie might happen, well, the answer right now is that no one knows. But sure, but something is brewing, that's more than certain. As I said before, Gwen already had her introduction in front of the audience, but in the animated Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie, which by the way was released in 2018. The movie had solid success, grossing over $384 million worldwide. This was good enough for a sequel that will hit the theaters on June 2, 2023, where fans will learn more about Gwen. There's also a third animated film, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, that is scheduled for release in March 2024. So Sony and Marvel will push this trilogy all the way before they start working on a Spider-Gwen solo project. At this moment, we are 1 year away from the third animated film, and maybe a couple of months later after the premiere, there will be more precise details about Gwen's solo movie or maybe TV series, who knows. Let's just hope that the studios will be satisfied with the financial results and will continue working on the development of the spin-off film.
Sabrina Carpenter playing Spider-Gwen. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I don't know.
And Emma Stone is not the only one whose name is associated with the role of Spider-Gwen. For example, Sydney Sweeney is also mentioned to play the main role in the upcoming Marvel movie. Madame Web Sydney will play some mysterious role, and fans think that it could be Spider-Gwen. There's even a picture of her in the superhero suit. Also, Sabrina Carpenter is one of the actresses whose name is mentioned as a possibility to play the role, but this information was denied by her. That's so funny. I think that whenever Marvel is mentioned, I get this immediate panic even if I'm not working with them, the actress wrote on her Twitter account. On the other hand, we can't exclude Hailee Steinfeld as a possibility, as the young actress and singer did a great job by taking Spider-Gwen's voice into the Spider-Verse. So with so many names right now and Emma Stone leading the race, it'll be interesting to see what will happen at the end.
Checked all his geotags, and then from there it was just a simple mapping. Well, damn, Nancy Drew.
The Spider-Man franchise is one of the biggest of all time. This is how we started the video, this is how we ended it. Why? $9.8 billion in revenue worldwide so far, that's why. If you're trying to find any details about the Spider-Gwen spin-off movie plot, I assure you, you won't find any. I don't want to give any spoilers because the only thing we know right now is that the movie is in development and nothing else. Maybe, and just maybe, after you smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell below the video, many things will be bright for you. Just kidding. What I want to say is maybe after the animated films, we could see Spider-Gwen crossing her path with some other superhero characters in some other projects, for example miniseries. We already know how much it takes for a hero to be fully incorporated into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Spider-Gwen will have to go down the same road to reach her fame. That the studios are planning the film speaks for itself, and the fact that Gwen Stacy has already returned in Marvel's Judgment Day comic book writes that she's here to judge Peter Parker for sins in the past. Many fans are asking if Tom Holland will take place in a movie like this, and recently we found that he actually likes this idea. I would love to see a feature of Spider-Man that's more diverse. Maybe you have a Spider-Gwen or Spider-Woman. We've had 3 Spider-Mans in a row. We've all been the same. It'll be nice to see something different, he said in an interview for People. According to some information in her solo movie, Spider-Gwen will come along with some other characters like Jessica Drew, for example, and also Silk. The people in Sony think that her character would be a pure success, but they're obviously cautious at this moment, and that's what it takes to make a big hit. Given that Spider-Gwen is already familiar to the audience, especially to those thousands of comic book lovers around the world, there's no doubt that the studio has a perfect opportunity to make huge revenues from this character. And we already know how good Emma Stone was portraying Gwen Stacy, so we have everything that we need, of course on paper. But this plan can soon lead not just to one spin-off movie, but also to many other live-action adaptations in the future. So that's all for now. I hope there will be more information soon, and I'll give you another update. Thanks for watching and see you next time.